O humankind, seek infinite growth. Become infinitely beautiful. Become infinitely good. The Eternal Buddha, Ryuho Okawa. Preface, Original Edition. Following the rebirth of Buddha, I give this book, The Eternal Buddha, to the world. This book contains the supreme, greatest, and most powerful of all teachings, and is therefore the most victorious. When you take this book in hand and read what its pages contain, you will gain certain victory. Failure in life is impossible for the person who reads, internalizes, comprehends, and acts on the teachings in this book. At this very moment, the peak of all moments is within your hands. Take your time reading this book and deeply think over it. Soon, you will come to know that you are not just a simple mass of physical matter. You will realize that you are, in truth, an eternal being shining with the color of brilliant gold. July 1991. Ryuho Okawa. Happy Science. Chapter 1. Awaken. The proof that you are Buddha's disciples. My disciples, I shall once again share an important message with you. During the decades of your life on earth, you have completely forgotten all of the spiritual training you did prior to this life. So, I declare unto you that in the past, in your numerous reincarnations, you lived as a disciple of Buddha. You lived as my disciple throughout the long, long series of your reincarnations. Look deep inside your heart, and you will find a deep, strong longing. You have feelings that long for a path. You have a desire to live strongly for something noble, no matter how perilous the path it may take you on. This intense desire is your aspiration for enlightenment. The presence of this aspiration for enlightenment in your hearts is a testament that you were once my disciples. Look within yourselves, and should you find an intense aspiration for enlightenment, or even if it is just a faint desire, should you find there a deep, deep, significant longing, you can be assured that you were my disciple in the past. Yes, it is with you that I wish to share these important words. The importance of believing. The first topic that I would like to speak to you about is the importance of believing. Your hearts are confused and your minds are shaken by the many different values around you. However, the act of believing in itself declares with eloquence that you are not of this world. All of humankind has within them the capacity to believe and the desire to believe. That desire is not, however, to believe in something of this world. This feeling tells you to believe in the world beyond this world and the wisdom that resides there. Many people of the modern age, to much arrogance, believe that all things can be comprehended with their own rational ability, and they seem to have become haughty and prideful. However, should these modern people look deep into their hearts, they will find a burning gaze towards that which transcends comprehension. No matter how hard you try to bury that gaze, the fervent eye that is locked on the truth cannot be closed. No matter how educated you are thought to be, I bid you to turn your gaze to the night sky. Can you explain the mystery of the stars glittering in the heavens? Can you explain why the earth is round, or why it rotates on its own accord? Can you explain why the sun always rises in the east and sets in the west? In the depths of all of this is Buddha's great love for all people who come to this world for spiritual training. Even if some of those who are training their souls do not notice, the great form of love continues to manifest itself, bestowing on people a place, an environment to live and train. You must come to realize and feel the existence of this magnificent love. Oh, the wonders of nature. Oh, the mystery of the great universe. To them, it matters not whether the understanding of humankind is sufficient. They continue to harbor and nurture humankind. If you can feel but a single shard of stirring emotion in this, believing is truly a simple task. Believing is, first of all, that overflowing feeling that wells up from the depths of your soul when you realize that you have been given life. When you become aware of this truth, the eye that longs for the truth will seek further and further inward. Know the parent of your soul. Yes, this is only natural. Does not a newborn infant seek to know his mother and father? There is nothing more disheartening for a child to be born into this world and grows up not knowing anything about his mother and father. Does not the child cry for his mother without having been taught to do so? The child cries out his father's and mother's names to discover who it is that will give him protection. No one has taught the child to do this. The very fact of being alive, the act of living, and discovering that your life is a gift in itself, is the same as searching for your parents. A log being washed downstream may never know from whence it sprang, but it is only natural. that a man of flesh and blood, someone who is imbued with life, wishes to know who gave him life. So when humans come to know that Buddha is the parent of their soul, they who are his children cannot go through life without calling on his name. Thus, people who have awakened to this truth will day in and day out never cease to call, "Oh, Buddha, Buddha." They will call out, "Buddha, Buddha," like an infant calling out tirelessly for his mother and father. Are you not also a humble life, born on this small planet called Earth? If that is true, then seek. Seek. Seek from your parent. Seek from the parent of your soul. Seek all things, and all things shall be given unto you. No, they are already given unto you. The key to realizing that everything is already given to you lies in coming to know the parent of your soul. It is to call on the name of Buddha. Because the teachings of Buddha exist, ponder then on why you, a human being, are capable of thought. Why are you capable of thought? Why are you capable of making decisions? Why are you capable of taking action? It is because you have an ideal in which you believe in. It is because you think that certain thoughts and certain actions are required of you as the work of human beings. Then, why do you think that way? Why did you come to that conclusion? Why are you capable of thought in the first place? Is it not because the parent of your souls descended to earth and gave us his teachings as the great Buddha? Is it not true that humankind came to know right and wrong only after having received the teachings of Buddha? Is it not true that all of academia started after the bestowal of the laws? This earth is no more than a grain of sand from the perspective of the great universe. How then can the souls on earth have such advanced values? Only by coincidence? It is because the incarnate Buddha, for hundreds, thousands, even millions of years and longer, continued to preach his teachings on earth and has passed them down as the laws. This was the beginning of the establishment of our souls as human beings. It is because of the laws that you are able to live happily day to day without worry. If you did not know the standards on which to live your lives would be thrown into confusion. However, it is because the laws show you to the right path that you are able to walk through it in peace, even if that path is surrounded by darkness. That is how the teachings of Buddha become the laws which bring light to the travelers who are journeying through the dark of night. Yes, that traveler is you. The laws cast light into the dark world in which you live. Faith is knowing this light. Faith is knowing that this light is the light of the laws. Faith is knowing that this light of the laws is the light of love. Faith is knowing that this light of the laws is a light filled with compassion. Faith is knowing that this light radiates forth from Buddha. Faith is believing that the light that shines onto this world comes from the primordial Buddha of the great universe. These are the fundamentals, the origin of everything. If you do not acknowledge this truth, you cannot claim to have lived out your life as a human being. To be able to say that you have lived out your life as a human being, the history of your soul must show that you have spent your life in exploration of the right mind. Exploration of the right mind is a duty that all human beings must fulfill. And in order to fulfill this duty, you must take refuge in the teachings of Buddha. Only when you devote yourself to the teachings will the truth of all things be revealed. Open the window of your mind. The Master teaches the laws by observing his disciples. Disciples must humbly open their minds to learn the many teachings offered by the Master. The light of truth cannot enter into the mind of someone who has not humbly opened the window of the mind. It is not the sin of the light if it cannot enter your mind. It is the sin of your own delusion, for it has closed the door to the light. You must rid yourself of that delusion. Unless you rid yourself of all the delusions that were formed by the ideas, educations, beliefs, and family environments in which you were raised since birth, the voice of Buddha will never enter directly into your mind. Open your mind and learn the teachings in an accepting manner. Then, for the first time, you will discover the direction for which your soul seeks. The joy that your souls experience at this discovery cannot be exchanged for anything. The joy of discovering the truth is more precious than any kind of treasure. Should a mountain of gold and treasure be piled before you, let not your eyes be distracted by it. Should you be offered a great position in life, let not your heart be shaken by such offer. Should society laugh and mock you, let not your heart be shaken by it. I have taught you, time and time again, the most important thing for you to do in life is to heighten your soul. That means you must choose things that will nourish your soul. The joy of the soul must become the greatest of all your joys in life. Therefore, do not be distracted by those things that do not feed the soul with nourishment and nutrients. It is good to distance yourself from fame and prestige. Distance yourself from the numerous praises of the world. Know that, should your heart be ruled by these things, and you cease to listen to the truth, your life will be like the swaying stalks of reed growing on riverbeds, trembling always in the ever-changing wind. If you are a human being with life, if you are one of the honorable species of humankind, you must value the joy of knowing the laws above all other forms of happiness. The lifeline called faith. You must also never forget your faith and refuge in Buddha, who teaches the laws. To take refuge is to accept the path of disciples that is necessary of you to receive the teachings. It is to establish in yourself the attitude of a disciple. Show an attitude of respect to your master and walk the path of disciples. This is what it means to take refuge. Faith is honoring the grand river of truth that flows from the master. It is reverently accepting these laws. It is about making a vow to the ultimate Buddha. If, as a disciple of Buddha, the encounter with the truth has caused you to be reborn, then you must vow to live your life in order to repay the gift. You must vow to live your life with the teachings as your guide. Your faith is made real through the establishment of these vows and pledges. Should 1,000 heavy stones crash down upon your head and your body be broken, you will not forget to continue to ascend the cliff for the sake of the truth. Do not let go of the single lifeline by which you dangle from this cliff. That lifeline is called by the name of faith. Even if heavy rocks shall crush your body, even if 1,000 lions should tear your flesh, even if tens of thousand eagles should gouge your eyes, do not let go of the lifeline called faith. Even if you should lose your earthly body, your fame, your social status, or your wealth, as long as you are connected to Buddha by the lifeline of faith, you will not lose eternal life. However, in the instant you ever release your hold of this lifeline, you shall find yourself falling. but not to the ground of this earth. An infinitely deep darkness will await you. Forever and ever you shall fall into this bottomless darkness called hell. Is it not better to have your heart torn from your body by a lion than to lose faith and fall into the very depths of hell? It would be better to endure the pain of an eagle gouging out your eyes than to suffer such a fate. Hell is the death of the soul. You can give gratitude to Buddha and work to repay him only by allowing your soul to live on. You have been given the gift of life, a gift as precious as a diamond. Do you intend to cast that gift into the sewers? No. That is something you must never do. You must be strong. You must gain strength through believing. Faith will make you strong. Never in the past has faith made you weak. You, who truly believe, shall be made strong. If you are still weak, no matter how much you try to believe, then your faith is not genuine yet. Know that the lifeline that you cling to, that rope, is the robe that I wear. As long as you hold fast to that lifeline, Buddha and his disciples shall be one. Just as Buddha has never experienced defeat in this world, neither will you know defeat. Just as Buddha has never failed to fulfill his oath in this world, neither will any oaths which you make fail to be fulfilled. Fulfill your vows to Buddha. You must come to know the will of Buddha and the desire of Buddha. His will and desire is to bring salvation to all the inhabitants of this world. It is to save all humankind, to leave not a single person behind. It is the desire of Buddha to save not only the people living in this life, but also those living in the next life, and even those who are not yet born into this world. Therefore, my disciples, your mission should be clear to you. There is no other choice but to walk this path together. I teach you the laws for your sustenance, so that you will have strength to walk this path. These teachings are sustenance for your soul. As long as my teachings feed you, you shall not stumble and fall on the path. As long as you live, with these teachings as sustenance and nourishment for your soul, limitless power shall well up within you, and boundless passion shall well up within your heart. Vow that you will study all the teachings that flow from Buddha. Do not fail to learn every single shard of truth that flows from Buddha. If you do this, you shall gain unlimited power. If you desire to walk the long and distant path, acquire this power. Feed on all that nourishes the soul. Never overlook anything. Then we will walk the eternal path together All of you came to this world to bring salvation to all living creatures. You were born into this place and into this age to rid the world of all unhappiness. So, fulfill the vows you made to Buddha. Vows made between Buddha and his disciples never fail to come to fulfillment. Awaken! Awaken! Be strong! Be strong! Believe! Believe! The path shall open before you. Walk that path, never faltering nor wavering, for I am with you. Never forget that I am walking with you on my shoulders.